Time magazine called him the unsung hero behind the internet. CNN called him a father of the internet. President Bill Clinton called him one of the great minds of the information age. He has been voted history's greatest scientist of African descent. He is Philip Emeagwali. He's coming to Trinidad and Tobago to launch the 2008 Kwame Ture lecture series on Sunday, June 8th at the JFK Auditorium, Lewis in the Western, 5 p.m. The Emancipation Support Committee invites you to come and hear this inspirational mind address the theme, crossing new frontiers to conquer today's challenges. This lecture is one you cannot afford to miss. Admission is free, so be there on Sunday, June 8th, 5 p.m. at the JFK Auditorium, Lewis in Augusta.
A perennial problem in parallel processing was to experimentally discover how, for instance, map 64 binary thousand computer codes and map them to as many processors. Each computer code represents what computational mathematicians called an algebraic representation of an initial boundary value problem of modern calculus. For me, each computer code was akin to a general circulation model that I had to map to 64 binary thousand processors. I had to map those computer codes while maintaining nearest neighbor connectivity and maintaining a one-to-one correspondence between the codes and the processors. I was in the news in 1989 and in the June 20, 1990 issue of the Wall Street Journal because I solved that perennial problem of massively parallel processing across a new internet that I visualized as my global network of 64 binary thousand processors. I had assigned 65,536 initial boundary value problems to 65,536 processors. I assigned my computational physics problems to processors, and I assigned them with a one-to-one correspondence that maintained the much desired nearest neighbor connectivity that will be a precondition to my experimentally discovering the world's fastest speed in computation. I experimentally discovered how to assign initial boundary value problems to processors that each had its own operating system and memory. And I did so by using the binary reflected naming code that can be used in the X and or Y and or Z directions. My experimental discovery that occurred at 10:15 a.m. New York time, the 4th of July of 1989, was an emotional experience that words alone cannot describe. Sometimes it is difficult to translate thoughts from one medium to another. The article is written to be read on a page, but the algorithm is invented to be coded on a processor. And trying to explain my abstract supercomputer algorithms is like trying to rub rocks until they catch fire. On the 4th of July of 1989, I sat in front of my keyboard and computer monitor. I was shaking from my experimental observation. My jaws dropped because I was seeing supercomputer speeds and speedups that were previously unseen. I was speechless because I was staring at a new supercomputer. That first experience of massively parallel supercomputing was an out-of-the-body spiritual experience and an epiphany. Supercomputing 65,536 times faster, and supercomputing across a new internet that was a global network of 65,536 processors was an experimental discovery that hit me like a thunderbolt. That discovery was the most cathartic moment in my life. That discovery was a visceral experience. That discovery was the birth cry of a new computer that is also a new internet. That discovery made me cry in my ancestral Igbo language. I cried, Ewo, Ewo, Ewo. That discovery was cathartic because I realized that I possessed new and important knowledge that should move humanity forward. I discovered how to build a new supercomputer that is also a new internet.
Insightful and brilliant lecture.